Hi guys, we continue to work on the real world examples, and in this lesson we will cover these questions starting from changing our text to uppercase and lowercase, ending with this extracting numbers from strings in Pandas data frame. So I will first import my Pandas library or Pandas SPD, and then the dataset Pandas SPD, and the dataset will be df equals to pd read csv. And going one step back, inside of the data folder I will pick up this file called file.csv. I will type in the two dots because I'm going to go one step back, and inside of the data folder I will paste in the file csv and print it out. Click shift enter, and we will have imported our dataset here. Now I will make some changes to this dataset, starting with changing your text to uppercase or lowercase. In order to change it, I will pick up one column name for example, and try to change it. df name equals df name, and then str and upper method. If I click shift enter and call the data frame itself here, you could see that it will convert all these small characters to the uppercase here. And the same way it works also for the lower here. By typing the lower method, it will convert this to the lowercase again. Okay, I will comment it out and want to visualize as an uppercase these names, or I can even do what, capitalize the first character here. In order to capitalize it, I will again type in the column name, df name column name equals to df name, and then add in the str capitalize method here. And if I print out the dataset here, it will do what? Capitalize the first character of my rows here, values here. You can see here Jane has been capitalized, the first character has been capitalized here, and this is the previous format, and this one is the new one here. It has capitalized the first character for all these rows in this column. The next one is splitting and extracting a string to a new column. Now, how should we split and extract it? First, I will just split it. If I type in the df and pick up a column, I want, for example, split up this address column here. I will just copy it and paste it here, address, and then type in the column name itself, df address, and split it by typing the str and add in the split method here, split. And the separator will be, if you pay attention, we have a comma here, this comma, and the split method will take a separator as a comma here. And if I just call the dataset itself by clicking shift enter, you could see it will just do what? Call these values as the array inside of the array. This one will be this 0, this one will be the first element inside of your value here, because this split method is going to split this value based on this comma here. Okay, and now if I want to pick up those columns and save it to a new one, I can easily do it by typing there. For example, I will create a new column here, df city column, and extract the address to the city, and this one tx, this after the second element to the state here. I will again type in the df city. This is a new column name. We are just assigning the df address, and call the str 0. If I click again the data set here, you could see it will pick up the Houston, Dallas, Chicago as the first parameters here, because it counts from 0, and the 0 element will be this one before the comma, and the first one will be this one. Again, if I want to, instead of the city, I am going to create one more column called state, and state, and this column will be equal to the first element of these separated values here. If I click Shift Enter, you could see it will extract the first elements to this column here, because we have already separated it with the split method here with the comma, and it starts to count it from 0 here. 0 elements are these ones before comma, the first one are the after ones here. If I want to pick up those columns and save it to a new one, how should I? I have already explained it. I will just copy these ones, click run it and paste it here, run it, and you could see we have created 2 columns here. If I don't need this address column here and I want to drop it. If I want to drop it, I will just type in the df drop method, drop. Inside of the drop, I will pass in the column name first, address, and then I can even do what? Add in the axis equals to columns, and in place equals to true, because we are going to save the result. We don't need the address column anymore, and save it, make it permanent here, and call the data frame here. You could see it has removed this, dropped this address column here. If we want to split the salary with the dash separator here, we have a salary here, and I want to split the salary column based on this dash. Again, it will work exactly the same as this one, but the separator will be what? The separator will be dash here. Again, I will type in the df salary equals df salary, then add in the first str split, and the separator will be the dash, and then create the new column, convert the salary range to a minimum salary. Yes, first I will just add call the data frame here, and you could see it has just printed it as a list here, and by counting it with this dash, and the 0 element will be this one, while first will be this one. And if I want to convert the salary to a minimum salary, it means that I want to print out only the minimum salaries here for this salary column. I will type in the str0, because this 0 is counted as the 0 or the first elements of this value here. Again, I am not going to create a new one. I will just replace this salary column here. Inside itself, I will just rewrite everything here by typing the df salary again, df salary, and str0, and click Shift Enter. Call the data frame itself by clicking Shift and Enter, and you could see it has removed all the elements here, all the values after the comma, and just printed out the first ones, because I need what? The minimum salary, and the minimum salary is this one. So I have just created the delimiter here, this dash, and separated the first part of these values here, of the salary column here. Again, we have to rename the column salary if we want to rename it, because we don't know the actually the K, it is a $sign or anything. I can if I want to change the column name, I can just, based on the currency, I will change it, because I need the currency to be showed here. It's just simple by typing the df rename and columns equals to what? First curly brackets, adding the salary here, salary. This is the column name that I want to replace with. Width, I want to replace salary inside of the brackets, salary, and add in what? The dollar sign here. Inside of the scopes, I will just add in the dollar sign and make it permanent here. In place equals true, and call the data frame itself. Click Shift Enter. You will see we have renamed the salary here. We can, if I want to rename a couple of ones, I can just add in the name of those columns after the column, after the comma here. I can just add in the column names here, but I just renamed one column here. And the next one, the last one, extract numbers from strings in Pandas data frame. Let's see that I want to extract these numbers here from this group column. In order to extract these numbers, I will type in the, first I will create the new column, typed, for example, extracted numbers, right? This will be the column name, the new column name. Then I will pick up what? TF, the column name that I want to extract. So this will be the group or category, because we have the numbers with these letters combined here, characters. But it was this the used function called regex will work for both of these columns, because this column can just combine the characters with the numbers. Okay, if I want to split them, I will just type in the df the column name as an example, the category here, this one, or group, does not matter. Let's pick up the group here, and then add in what? str, and replace extract method, extract, and inside of the extract I will type in the r single bracket, single quote I mean, and then inside of the round brackets I will type in the backslash and d plus here, and add in again, close this bracket here, or quote, sorry, and add in the what? as type integer here, and call the data frame here, and you can see it will just extract these numbers, the numbers from this inside of these values here. We could do the same for the category column here if we want, by typing the extracted numbers too, and I will type in the category here, category, and again call the data frame here, and you can see these extracted numbers too would extract the numbers from this category, while these extracted numbers would extract the numbers from this group column here. This extract regex function will extract only the numbers from the given strings here. I think that's it for now. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. Have a good day. Bye.